Hey YouTube, I hope that all is going well. I just wanted to take the time to reply to two video responses made by Essence of Thought and R.W. Wiley. They made videos replying to me debunking the flying spaghetti monster and invisible pink unicorn.
No, that's not true. We made a response to your attempt to debunk the utility of the flying spaghetti monster to act as a demonstrative analogy to display burden of proof. A step in for your god, if you will. Greetings and welcome there, people of YouTube. This is Essence of Thought here, and Stater Daniel's done a response. I'm going to go through it. It's round two. Let's see what he has to say.
They accused me of missing the point of those arguments, which is a little ironic because I think they missed the point I was trying to make, which I'm going to explain in a bit. But first, let's take a look at what they have to say.
Stater Daniel has made a video trying to debunk the flying spaghetti monster and the invisible pink unicorn, and I think he largely misses the point.
The point is, these parodies are there to show you the burden of proof is on the person making the claim that X exists.
This is in relation to the idea, and many people still believe this, that if you are an atheist, you must first prove that God does not exist. But that's not how it works, and that's not how it should work. These ideas are very much related to the idea of Russell's teapot. And his claim was that, suppose someone would say that flying around the moon or maybe some other celestial body, there's this tiny little teapot. Now, you can't disprove it because we can't see it. And suppose he claimed that. Now, who has the burden of proof, right? Should we just accept that Russell's teapot exists, or should it be, on the other hand, for the person making the claim to prove that it does exist?
The problem with Russell's teapot is that he invokes an improbable object, and by invoking something that's so improbable, he actually undermines his argument.
Magic Sky Wizard is far more improbable, and I know you don't like that. The fact is, it is magic. Miracles are magic. They are perversions of the natural order temporarily to affect the nature of reality. You know, the probability of there being a god is currently 0 with a minute, a slight margin of error. Therefore, this is merely special pleading, as if Russell's argument is invalid due to the improbability of item X, the same argument can then be applied to your deity and debunk it just as well, or actually even better, because the probability of God existing is far worse. I can actually offer a natural solution to his problem. I can just say that a teapot was taken up there in one of the space programs and that's where it came from. You know, you have to warp the known reality of the universe to get around this. That doesn't make for a very probable argument, considering that probability is based on what we can observe.
For example, let's consider what would have happened if, instead of a teapot, Russell used a Type B asteroid with 2 craters in it. Now, even if we had never observed such a rock in outer space, based on our knowledge of rocks, asteroids, meteorites floating up out there, we would safely assume that there probably is such a rock, even if we didn't have hard evidence for it. The existence of such a rock is not improbable, and its probability, in fact, is actually quite negligible. Here's the point. Russell didn't use a rock with 2 craters in it in his argument. He used a teapot, which is very improbable and would never exist in outer space unless humans put it there, or by some weird accident, a teapot from Earth somehow made it into outer space. And this is where Russell's argument falls flat, because when you actually look at it, I mean, in this light, it's silly. We know it's silly to believe that there would be a teapot in outer space. On the other hand,
Magic fucking Sky Wizard. Men with bird wings. Talking snake. Lich King. 7-headed dragon. You are in no position to call anyone's beliefs absurd or ridiculous. I can just take this argument and come back at you with 7 times the dose and 7 times as hard. You know, this really just blows apart everything in your position. And you don't even see it. You don't even realize that the more you push, the more you're stabbing yourself. There's currently 0 evidence or support, objective support, for the existence of the Christian God, or any God for that matter. Ergo, yes, it's an extraordinary claim and needs validation.
It wouldn't be silly to believe that there's a Type B asteroid in outer space with 2 craters in it, even if we've never seen one before. When you put the teapot and the asteroid side by side, one is obviously improbable to exist in outer space, and one is a lot more probable to exist somewhere out there.
Yes, just like the fact that there's never been anything supernatural observed and documented. Everything we have observed has been purely natural. Therefore, a natural model of existence is the only real model. You know, the supernatural model doesn't even come in. It's not even on par. It's not even close. It's not even worth mentioning.
The reality is that you can't prove or disprove both, but you can't even start talking about the burden of proof at this point because, I mean, they're incomparable objects. One's improbable, one's probable.
No, probability is not the same as certainty. I could say that it's likely and mathematically show how likely it is due to the facts such as the area in discussion being an open system with debris coming in and out, etc. And it's far more likely than the opposition point. Fact is, this argument is dealing with 2 positions going head to head, which is not what the original argument is designed for. So, you know, it deals with, like, for example, the fact that we have, in science, multiple models of the beginning of the universe, how the universe came into existence. And you want to know what these scientists don't say. They don't say, prove to me that quantum mechanics isn't responsible for the beginning of the universe, or prove to me that multiverse doesn't explain this factor. No, they are going out and they are damn well trying their best to prove their position as best as they can to the finest degree of certainty that is possible for them. Currently, it's all mathematical equations. However, the God mentioned doesn't even really come in. You know, the whole God idea isn't even considered because it is that poor. The flying spaghetti monster, the invisible pink unicorn, Russell's teapot are purely designed to show the burden of proof. You know, that is where these analogies start and where they end. The arguments for burden of proof are not designed to be some unifying theory of philosophy to cover areas they were never designed to be in. Well done! You know, that is just ridiculous. If you want to talk about probability, talk about Occam's razor. And I will go through Occam's cosmological argument with you, because that is probability, not the burden of proof. You can't apply arguments to areas they were not designed for. That's like trying to apply biology to quantum mechanics. Yeah, you can apply it the other way round, but not... It is just absolutely ridiculous. You're trying to put round shape through square hole, and it's painful to watch.
All the argument ever proves is that if you believe in something that's unlikely to exist, then you're silly for believing in it.
No, Daniel, it's designed to show you that if I make an extraordinary claim, or any claim at all that you find worth contending, that yes, it is for me to give you the evidence, not for you to try and falsify what I say. The flying spaghetti monster, Russell's teapot, the invisible pink unicorn are not designed to disprove a god. I don't know where you got that idea from. You know, do you even understand what these arguments are meant for? Because from what you have said, I don't think you do. You seem to lock on to the idea that atheists say this, and therefore it must be trying to disprove a god. When no, it is atheists are saying this, therefore supply us with some damned evidence for your deity and stop fucking us around.
So here's the point. Atheists invoke these teapot-style arguments under the premise that God is as implausible as a teapot. but they don't provide any reasons as to why their premise is true. If Russell had used a rock with 2 craters in it, no one would be talking about burden of proof. No one would care. It would be negligible. We would all probably just shrug our shoulders and say, well, yeah, there's probably such a rock out there, even though we've never seen it before. And the biggest irony in all of this is that atheists are the one actually making the claim by invoking the argument. They make the claim that God is improbable.
No, you complete and utter moron. The argument has zilch to do with probability. If I wanted to do that, I'd use Occam's cosmological argument and shove that right up your ass.
So, in this sense, if they want to go by their own standards, since they're the one making such a radical claim, they should provide proof. The burden of proof would be on them to prove that God is improbable.
By boson, you really have no fucking clue. You are honestly under the impression that burden of proof has something to do with probability. No. You seem to show more understanding in your previous video, which was asinine as it was, than in this one. You do seem to be getting periodically more and more stupid, and it's really disturbing. As for proof, it's improbable. How about impossible? An all-loving deity that drowns babies. There. The existence of your Christian deity gone. So yeah, that's where this video ends, and really it is just such a fuckfest going on right now. And yeah, I'm really annoyed, because you have no idea what the hell you are talking about. And you have this air that you do understand something when you do not. You're actually getting less and less of an understanding as you go along. And what really disturbs me is there are people who think you do understand what the hell you are talking about. So yes, that's the end. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Please check out my Patreon if you'd like to support my work. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, as well as share on Facebook and Twitter. Also check out my Facebook and Twitter. This is Essence of Thought, hoping you're all doing okay. Take care and out.